Hi everyone, welcome on behalf of everyone at MetLife Care, welcome to our third Big Night In interactive quiz. We're really glad to have you with us this evening for another fun night of trivia. Soon we'll welcome back our hosts, Brendan from Believe It or Not, and our very special guest, Shaun Wallace, who fans of TV1's The Chase will no doubt recognise. But before we start, just a few notes on how we'll operate the quiz. Those of you that have joined us before will be familiar, but for any new faces, we're using a webinar format. So you may have joined a Zoom meeting before, but a Zoom webinar is a little bit different. So you'll notice that you don't have the option to turn on your camera or microphone. And this is so we can all hear the quiz without interruptions. But we would love your questions for Shaun, which Brendan will be asking him throughout the evening. We've already received some really good questions for Shaun in advance. But if you'd like to submit your own, at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you'll see a Q&A button. If you put any questions for Shaun into the box, we'll see if you can stump the chaser, but don't forget to include your answer so we know he's guessed correctly. And if you want a shout out of your name, don't forget to include your name and your village if you're one of our lovely residents as well. To make it fair for Shaun, please make sure you fact check the questions. And remember, if they're too New Zealand centric, it's going to be a bit tricky for him anyway. On to the quiz. You just need a pen and paper to record your answers, to have that handy. At the end, we'll post a link in the chat and you can send us your scores. Everyone that submits their scores goes into the draw for a prize, so it's definitely worth dropping us your score. You'll be marking your own scores, but we'll trust you to be very honest when you send us your numbers. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to our hosts, Brendan and Shaun, to start the quiz.
Hi everybody, good evening. It is a Wednesday night. It is hump day here in 14th week of lockdown here in Auckland. But the good news, everybody, is my kids went back to school today. And you probably heard the excitement from here. My wife and I jumping around. It was very exciting stuff after 14 weeks of having the little scallywags around our feet. So they can become the issue of the teachers at this point for a wee while, before we get to the summer holidays. Hey, look, it is the third edition of the big quiz in, if you like, with MetLife Care. And we know how much fun that is last time. And as always, we'll bring back our very special guest. So, folks, without any further ado, it's not me you want to see, is it? No, let's bring him back all the way from London, England. You know him as the Dark Destroyer from The Chase. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shaun Wallace.
Good morning, Brent. How you doing, mate?
Mate, I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good, as always. You know me. I'm all right.
Yeah, so we've got you up nice and early, and the clocks have gone the other way since last time, Shaun. So this time around, unfortunately, you're an hour behind. So you're up at 4:30 this morning instead of 7:30. So, but look, anyway, good to have you with us. You're a busy boy at the moment. I understand you're at the pub last night, weren't you?
Yeah, as I say, you know, that's Tuesday night's quizzing night. So I'm playing the QLL League. So we're top of the league now. So we won again yesterday, which is really, really good. So it's a really, really competitive league. Really competitive.
So what a lot of people don't realise is he doesn't just do the quiz on The Chase, but he loves his pub quizzes, does our Shaun? And the Pub Quiz League of London, which Shaun's involved in, is a very competitive quiz. It's probably the most competitive across the world from what Shaun's told me. And last Tuesday, wasn't it? You're up against Jenny the Vixen Ryan. She was in another team.
Yeah, and we beat them by 1 point.
You beat them by 1 point, okay. And so what happens, guys, is Shaun's team of 4. Is it 4 people?
Yeah, a team of 4. One of them includes the Cinnamon, Paul Sinner. So I'm in his team, actually.
Yeah, you're in his team, aren't you? But you have home and away. It's like the FA Cup or something, isn't it? Where you go home and away.
It's just like the Premier League. You play a home game and you play away game. So we play 18 matches in total, 9 at home and 9 away. So we were at home.
And literally, you're the only 2 teams in the pub playing.
Yes, yeah. Then after that, we play a friendly session. Then we play another quiz. So in total, we play about 3 quizzes. But the first one is the one which really counts.
Yeah.
But I don't stay for the friendlies because I normally go to another pub quiz called the Prince of Wales, which again for me is one of the best quizzes in London because everybody takes a turn to be the quiz master on a weekly basis. So I just love that.
I tell you what, Shaun, at some point in the future, I'll turn up at the Prince of Wales and I'll be the quiz master.
You certainly will.
I'll set the quiz and we'll see how many questions they know about Māori history, exactly. Things like that. Hey, look.
So later on today, after I finish this quiz, I'm going to go to the Olympia because I'm hosting a 4-hour quiz fest there. Then after that tonight, I'm doing my usual annual quiz at the Reading Hospital to raise money.
What exactly is a 4-hour quiz fest?
I've been asked to actually go along to the Olympia, the major exhibition centre in London, and they put on an event. So I'm the quiz master. So I'll be asking loads of people loads of questions throughout the 4 hours I'm going to be there.
You'll be right. You're relevant. Hey, look, we've got some questions that the residents have set for you tonight, Shaun.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw one at you right at the start just to see if you're awake. So Hayley Coe would like to know, who played George Bailey in my favourite Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life?
Directed by Frank Capra. It was James Stewart played George Bailey opposite Donna Reed.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to give you that because Hayley says it's Jimmy Stewart.
It was James Stewart actually.
Yeah, no, I'm not that harsh, Shaun. I'm going to give you that. It's a great film. I'm going to make my family watch that.
I watch it every time it comes on, no matter what it is. It's my favourite film of all time as well. So I'll never get tired of watching it.
That's magic. Right, Shaun, we're going to share the screen now and we're going to just jump straight into the quiz.
Okay.
And all going to plan. You guys should be able to see my screen, but for some reason you can't. So just give me a second, team. I haven't done that quite properly. There we go. That's better. All righty, here we go. That's better, isn't it? Hey, welcome aboard, everyone. Now, the way this works tonight, I'm just going to show you some little bits and pieces that you need to know. So, look, all questions and 4 multi-choice answers will appear on the screen. Okay, so you will get to answer by looking at the question and the answers, possible answers on the screen. Just write on the answer sheet supplied, and if you want, you can just play for fun. But we will give you details towards the end of the quiz on how you will enter your scores. Okay, now the team is your bubble within your little village there. No Googling. And as I said, you can put your best trivia question for Shaun in the Q&A. So we've already had one already, and that was who was Jimmy Stewart in A Wonderful Life. So that was awesome. So that's the sort of thing we're after, that sort of thing, okay? And there's some great prizes to be won. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the categories tonight, Shaun. Now, the other thing is Shaun doesn't know the answers to these either, so he's going to be answering them too. We'll see how he gets on. He's had a couple of victories in the last little bit. Right, so round number 1 is all creatures great and small, okay? Round 2 is back to school. Shaun's going, oh, gracious, I haven't seen that before. Round 3, though, you should be fine with history, Shaun.
Yeah, that's going to be my baby. Yeah,
that's the one. And then we've got the potluck round to round things off. So just the 4 rounds of 10 questions. So the quiz will be out of 40. And as I said, the first round tonight, all creatures great and small. So let's crack straight into that with question number 1.
Which is this. Sally, the chimpanzee who died sadly in July age 50, was an icon of which Kiwi zoo?
Which Kiwi zoo was that? Is it Auckland, Christchurch, Hamilton, or Wellington? So we start off with a pretty tricky question for Shaun there, because I don't think that's a very fair question, but you guys can figure that out at home. Auckland, Christchurch, Hamilton, or Wellington. The clue I can give you, Shaun, though, is this: the answer to this question is a city you have not yet visited in New Zealand. I know you've been to the other 3, so there's your little clue, mate.
Okay, no more clues though, Brendan. I don't want any more clues.
No more clues. Well, we've got a little countdown clock involved now, so you...
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've got the tech team at Believe It or Not to put something together, and...
nice little innovation there, okay.
Yeah, a little bit of innovation tells me to tell everyone and hurry up. Right, so we're going to close that question now, and Shaun, you can have a guess, please.
Well,
actually, hold on, Shaun. We've got this around the wrong way, because we do the 10 questions and then we do the answers. So
yeah,
you're just going to... Perhaps you could give... No, you better not. We'll do it when we do the answers. We'll do it. All right. Number 2.
Yeah. I'll make a note. Yep. Okay.
Well, we can ask you again when we do the answers. We're all good.
Yeah. Which is not one of the 3 sections of an insect?
So, which is not one of the 3 sections of an insect? Okay. Is it abdomen, head, tail, or thorax? Abdomen, head, tail, or thorax? I was terrible at biology at school. Terrible.
I love my sciences, so yeah.
All right, well, I think you'll be all over this in that case. So that's question number 2, not one of the 3 sections of an insect. Question number 3.
Is this Polwarth, Exmoor, Horn, and Welsh Hill speckled face are all breeds of what farm animal?
I can't believe we put Welsh Hill speckled face in there this early in the quiz. You've just woken up. It's a bit of a tough one for you, Shaun. Okay, so dog, goat, horse, or sheep are your 4 options this time. Dog, goat, horse, or sheep. Well, they've all got something in common. They've all got tail and 4 legs.
I'm assuming these are New Zealand type breeds of that particular animal.
Well, a Welsh Hill speckled face.
Oh, well, I don't know.
It sounds like something you'd see on Bradley Walsh's new show.
I'll tell him that.
It's a really good show. We actually really like it. It's popular.
Which one? The Larkins, you mean?
The Larkins, yeah. Don't tell him. Don't tell him we like it, will you?
No, I won't. I won't.
He might create another TV show and we'll never get him to New Zealand. Question 4.
I am the young of which member of the cat family?
Cheetah, jaguar, leopard, or tiger? Yep. Okay. So there's a big clue in that picture, isn't there?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
Based on my limited knowledge of the big cats. Oh, jumped ahead of me there. Based on my limited knowledge of the big cats. Right. So that was it there. Cheetah, jaguar, leopard, or tiger? Question 5.
What kind of dog was Beethoven in the film series of the same name?
Oh, there he is there. That is Beethoven. Is it a Bernese mountain dog? Is it a Newfoundland? Is it a St. Bernard? Or is it a Tibetan Mastiff? So that's Beethoven right there, Shaun. Yeah. I'm sure you didn't need the picture, but there it is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's
this round's living up to its name, creatures great and small. Okay,
yeah, it is. That's definitely a great one. There'd be a heck of a food bill there, wouldn't there?
Absolutely.
Heck of a food bill. Question 6.
Is this the world's largest land-based animal is what type?
So the world's loudest land-based animal. Loud. What would it be? Would it be a bird, a cat, a horse, or a monkey? Bird, cat, horse, or monkey? Trying to think what would be so loud that would create.
There's something wrong with the clock, Bren. That's it. Moving now.
Alrighty, so bird, cat, horse, or monkey for the world's loudest land-based animal. I'm imagining that nothing in the sea would be that loud anyway. Question 7.
What am I? The world's most venomous fish?
The world's most venomous fish. Is it a cuttlefish, a landlubber, a razor blade, or a stonefish? Okay. Well, I have to say that I've not heard of any of them really. Maybe I have heard of one of them.
Yeah. I know the answer to that one.
So yeah.
Yeah, I answered it in the final chase in the chase. So.
Oh, really?
You beat the chaser, yeah. And people were astonished that I pulled the answer out, so I didn't know the answer to that one.
Good, good. I wonder how often you have questions repeated from when you go to a pub quiz and stuff and they turn up in the chase. Does it happen very often? No,
not really, no.
Okay.
Some of the people who set the questions on the chase, about 3 of them are question setters, so I do know them.
Okay. Question 8.
The adjective ursine is used to describe which creatures?
Bears, horses, rabbits, or wolves? Bears, horses, rabbits, or wolves? Okay. There was a time when I knew all of these, and I know ursine describes something, but for the life of me, I'm between 2 here.
I'll explain the answer to you when it comes to it.
Okay, all right. So Shaun knows that one. Bears, horses, rabbits, or wolves. Question number 9.
This is the eye of what creature?
Deer, goat, horse, or sheep. That is the eye of what? A deer, a goat, a horse, or a sheep. I do like questions like this.
Yeah.
Very unique eye. Deer, goat, horse, or sheep. I've ruled a couple out, Shaun. I'm down to 2.
I'm just going to guess 1.
Okay, well, let's hope it's the right guess. Question 10.
Finally, is this. What big cat is this?
Cheetah, jaguar, leopard, or puma? Cheetah, jaguar, leopard, or puma? That's difficult too, actually. Wow. Okay. Well, that is the last question of all creatures great and small, ladies and gentlemen. We will be moving into the answer section shortly, so make sure you write all your 10 answers down. We're just going to throw a couple of questions at Shaun now before we move on. Now, we're coming into Christmas, Shaun, so some of these questions are Christmas themed.
Okay.
So let me ask you this one. Do you know the name of the tree in New Zealand is called New Zealand's Christmas tree?
I used to. I can't remember it.
It begins with P.
No, it's not going to come to me.
It is the Pahutakawa.
I think you mentioned that before. I think, yeah.
Well, that was from Lockie and Spencer in Auckland.
Good question.
Elaine Pepperell up at Hibiscus Coast Village, Shaun. She says the stretch of water between Stewart Island and the South Island of New Zealand was named after the Governor of New South Wales in 1806. Do you know the name of that stretch of water?
Right. If it is who I think it is, I'm going to take a punt and say Bly.
No, it's not. It's a chap called Major Joseph. Do you know the surname if I give you that much?
No.
Major Joseph Fovo. It's Fovo Strait.
Because I know Bly. I know William Bly, who was of the Mutiny of the Bounty. I knew he became the governor of South Wales, so that's why I went for that. So
there you go. Well, the 2 you've got wrong so far have been New Zealand related, so
not a problem. That's the way you learn, so that's okay.
All right, good as gold. Okay, we will move to the next one.
Are we going to move to the answers? Oh,
yeah.
the question.
Yep, here we go. Righto, Shaun, what did you think the answer was here?
Well, the only one of those 3 I haven't been to in terms of the wonderful cities I've visited in my 2 times I've been to New Zealand is Hamilton. So I would say Hamilton.
You're right, absolutely, Hamilton. Interestingly enough, there was a Sally, I think 2 weeks ago, Sally at Wellington Zoo, chimpanzee had a baby. So there you go, circle of life. We lose one, we gain one.
Good.
All right, question number 2. We wanted to know one of the 3 sections of an insect, which is not, Shaun?
Well, the 3 major sections of an insect are head, thorax, and abdomen.
Yep, quite right.
So the answer is tail.
The answer is tail for number 2. What about question 3? The Welsh hill speckled face. Which farm animal do you think?
I think that must be a sheep.
Shaun's going for sheep. Shaun, it is a sheep.
Yeah.
There's a TV show called Shaun the Sheep.
It certainly is. Yeah. I've been called that, so you know you're far too slow for that one. Yeah.
No, I didn't see. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, I would have gone for a cheetah anyway because that's the world's fastest land animal, and it's the only cat in the cat family whose claws do not retract.
That's correct too. No, what made me realise it was a cheetah was the little brown, black things that go down the face. Yeah. What kind of dog was Beethoven, Shaun?
Wasn't he a St. Bernard?
Let's have a look. He was a St. Bernard. Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
5 out of 5. Question 6. The world's loudest land animal. What about this?
I would say the howler monkey.
Yeah, you got it. Bang on. It is the howler monkey. You even knew it was the howler monkey. Wow. What about the world's most venomous fish?
Well, that's definitely the stonefish. I think when chefs are handling that, no, sorry, I'm thinking about the fugu. There's also another venomous fish called a fogu. And Japanese chefs have to there's a special way of preparing that for that delicacy, because it's not you could be poisoned by eating it. So
Cool. Question number 8, Earth sign.
Earth sign was question number 8. Let's see. Now, don't put answers up yet. Let me just right. A rabbit is a lagomorph. A wolf is a lupine. Horses are obviously hippos, and earth signs are bears.
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely right, Shaun. Absolutely right. And question 9, what do you think that's the eye of what creature?
I'm going to go for goat for that one. I don't know why. It's going to go for a goat.
It's a very distinctive eye, the goat. Well done. Yeah, it's got the rectangular pupil.
Yeah.
The goat. And then number 10, which big cat is this?
Well, if a leopard doesn't change his spots, I'll be surprised. So I'm going to say leopard, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's from South America. It's
I was wrong.
Jaguar.
Oh, it's a jaguar. Okay.
9 out of 10 for Shaun in round 1. I hope someone out there in MetLife Careland actually beat you, Shaun. You might have a 10 out of 10. You never know.
Somebody did.
Hey, real quick, I've got another couple of questions for you. I'm just going to share the screen a second. We've got a question from Maureen, your biggest fan.
Oh, that's nice.
She said, who had the hit single Earthquake in 2019?
Earthquake. No, I wouldn't know that. Unless it's a number 1 song, I'm not
yeah,
gonna get it.
That's what I was thinking. Is it a number 1 or not? I don't know.
I'm gonna say Justin Bieber. I don't know.
Justin Bieber. Apparently it was Tyler, the Creator. Have you heard of Tyler, the Creator?
No, I haven't. No.
All right.
Well, I'm Maureen, my biggest fan.
Yeah, Maureen, your biggest fan anyway. From Tams, who was the recipient of Hayley Mills' first screen kiss in the movie The Moon Spinners?
No, never heard of that film either.
No, I've never heard of the film, and I've never heard of this person. Peter McInerney?
No, never heard of him. Never heard of that film either.
This is, I think, the problem, Shaun, is that you're a chaser, and they're not going to ask you the capital of New Zealand. I'm afraid.
No, of course not. No, it's all right. This is fine. I don't mind these type of questions, so keep them coming.
All right. Well, let's crack into round number 2 then. And it's back to school. Back to school, Shaun. You ready?
I'm ready as always, Brendan.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Now, these are questions you might learn at school. What would evaporate faster? Oh, you're doing the question. Sorry, mate.
What would evaporate faster?
Beer, nail polish remover, olive oil, or water? Of those, which would evaporate faster? Think you know this one?
1 or 2.
Okay.
I'm not going to go for the obvious.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm just going to have a crack as well. That's number 1. Number 2.
What flavour was this famous Kiwi confectionery item?
Aniseed, lime, spearmint, or peppermint? So this was like when you were a kid, Shaun, we only had about 3 types of lollies in New Zealand, and this was one of them.
Okay.
But they pulled it. They got rid of them about 15 years ago, and there was a massive outcry across the country because these were so popular. As a kid, I ate them all the time. They're really, really delicious. They got the candy shell on the outside and then the chocolate, It's really, really good. So yeah, you can have a think about that, and then we'll get your answer as we come back in.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a clue there in the imagery, I guess. Question.
Well, knowing you as I do, I'll have. I think I might know this.
All right, cool. What about number 3?
This rash is called Koplik spots. In 2 or 3 days, which infection will I have?
Okay, so Koplik spots obviously give rise to something that's on its way, I guess. Chicken pox, hives, measles, or mumps? Dr. Shaun Wallace, can you work that one out?
Should be able to.
Okay. Koplik spots. My goodness. No idea. I mean, you could show me 4 images of those 4 things and I wouldn't know what I was looking at anyway. And that's why you have a doctor to go and visit, I guess. Question number 4. All right, we're back at school for sure now.
What is the correct spelling here? A skillful or clever movement.
So there are your 4 spellings on screen. See if you can work out which of those 4 spellings is correct. I guess it's A, B, C, or D, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. One of them is correct. And the more you look at this, Shaun, the more they all look correct. And by the same token, the more they all look wrong too. Maybe you need to look away and then cast your eyes back, and then one will grab you maybe.
I think I know that one.
I'm sure you do. Got the countdown clock on a bit too late there. Yeah, okay. Is it fair to say that's spelt the same in American English and British English, that word?
No, I think the American English spell it slightly differently. Okay,
so this is British English, which we take our spellings from, folks. Question number 5.
How many sides does a pentadecagon have?
How many sides on a pentadecagon? 5, 12, 5, 15, 25, or 50? 5, 15, 25, or 50. Pentadecagon. Is there an easy way to work this out, Shaun?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not tossing up between 2 or 3 answers, you've got it?
Yeah.
All right. Question 6.
Which element is missing?
So is it aluminium, beryllium, cobalt, or sodium? Aluminium, beryllium, cobalt, or sodium?
Yeah, I know that one as well. And I'll give you an interesting quiz fact as well about that.
Right, okay.
So you'll never forget it.
So it looks like number 13.
Yeah, it is number 13.
Yeah. Go through the first 10 or so, I think, and then I get a bit stuck. Okay, question number 7.
How many sizes should a human adult typically have?
2, 4, 8, or 12 incisors. Oh man, I don't know which is your incisors. I'm trying to figure that out. I suppose that's part. I better not give any clues, but I don't actually know. I guess you do.
No, don't give me clues. Yeah. One thing we will say, in a normal human adult teeth, there are 32. You should normally have 32 teeth.
Okay, does that include wisdom teeth?
No.
Okay. All right.
And a child normally has 20.
Okay. 2, 4, 8, or 12 for that one. Let's go to the next question. Question 8.
What is the answer to this mathematics equation?
Okay, so this is a good one. 12 divided by 4 plus 2 times 8 minus 6. Okay. Okay, there's a certain way you've got to do this, isn't there?
I think so.
Oh, we might have you here, Shaun. $12 divided by 4 plus 2 times 8 minus 6. Okay. All right, folks, you're back at school. You're in your maths classroom. You're probably old enough to remember being caned. I can remember getting the strap once at school. Do you ever get the strap of the cane at school, Shaun?
We had never the cane. Although we had the cane back in the 70s, I normally got the slipper.
Oh wow, the slipper. You get that from your mum and dad as well, probably, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, question number 9.
Solutions with a pH of what are neutral, i.e. pure water?
Okay, is it 7, 8, 9, or 10? 7, 8, 9, or 10? Solutions with a pH of what number are neutral? Jolly science again, eh?
Yeah.
I'm kind of struggling to understand the question, let alone the answer, Shaun.
Yeah, I didn't know the answer to that.
Yeah. Why is the P little? Why is the H big?
I'll explain that when we come to the answers.
Okay, beautiful. 7, 8, 9, or 10 for pH of water. And finally,
What is the maximum speed at which you can pass a school bus that has stopped off to let children off?
20, 40, 60, or 100 kilometers an hour. I'm pretty sure it's not the last one.
Could be, you never know.
20, 40, 60, or 100. I think it's got to be one of those first two. Don't know. I suppose it could be in the country.
I'm assuming this is in New Zealand.
Yeah, this is definitely New Zealand. Just thinking maybe it's different in the country. Maybe it could be the third one or the fourth one. All right, folks, write those answers down. So that is back to school. I hope we haven't brought back too many bad memories for everybody. Continuing the Christmas theme, Shaun, Amanda Maris from Te Atatu, she said, how many of Santa's reindeer can you name?
Dasher, Cupid, Vixen, Prancer.
One that rhymes with Prancer?
Dancer.
Yep. Two to
5.
go. You
I remember it.
You know the rhyme at the end of the rhyme, the last two in the rhyme.
No, you have to tell me.
Cupid, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Donna, and Blitzen.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's not too bad.
5
out of 8.
5 out of 8. We'll give you that. And another Christmas question. In the song "The Little Drummer Boy," the little drummer boy played "Pa Rumpa Pum Pum."
Yeah.
Who kept time with him? It's a great question. That's a really good question, Jasmine. Jasmine Bill from Auckland. You know the lyric, right? You're singing it to yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself. No, can't think. No.
The ox and lamb kept time. Pa rumpa pum pum.
Okay.
Really good, Jasmine. That was a really, really good question. That's astonishing. You're good. I like it because you have to think about it and you're trying to go through the lyric. Right, there's a job waiting for Jasmine, believe it or not, Shaun. It was really good. Right, let's go through the answers. Which would evaporate faster, do you think?
Wow. Now, ordinarily you say water, but I'm going to say nail polish remover.
You got it. Yeah, because it's so acetic or acidic or something from memory. Yeah. All right, what do you reckon? You think you might have got this based on what you know about me?
Yeah, I'd say lime. I think you're a lime type of guy.
No, mate. It is. I actually was tossing up spearmint or peppermint. I think it's spearmint, isn't it? Oh, it's peppermint.
Okay.
Peppermint. Yeah, it's got a crispy, sugary coat with the peppermint inside. It's really good. The snifters. Shaun's got that one wrong. Question. Yeah, there they are. There. See, peppermint nougat chocolate treat, no less. All right. Let's see if you get the Coplex spots right, Shaun.
Well, I think that must be chicken pox.
I think it's chicken pox. It's measles.
Measles. Okay, measles.
Okay. How do we spell maneuver, Shaun?
I'll say the third option. That's the way I'll spell it.
That's the fourth one. It's the U and the E the other way around.
Okay.
You're not enjoying going back to school, mate.
No, you're not. No.
Pentadecagon. Maybe you're in business this time.
Yeah, that's 10 plus 5 must be 15.
It is 15. Yeah, spot on. Okay. You're back in business.
Yeah.
Which element's missing?
The answer is aluminium.
Yep.
And that is the only. If you add up the numbers, which is if you play Scrabble, if you add up all those numbers, that comes to the number 13. It's the only chemical element. If you play Scrabble with it.
Really?
Yeah.
So the score at face value for aluminium and Scrabble is 13.
13.
That's hilarious. Brilliant. That's going in the quiz, Shaun. That's really good.
Good. Don't forget it.
I won't. All right. What about incisors? Can you first of all tell us which of the teeth are the incisors? Because I didn't even know.
They're the ones at the corner there. So you've got 4. You should have 4 incisors, I think. Should do.
You reckon we've got 4? Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, 8.
Oh, wrong. 8.
Because you've got 4 on the bottom as well, I imagine.
Yeah.
So you're 8. Okay, how do you do this maths equation, Shaun?
No, I'm really struggling with this one because I thought that's 12 divided by 4 is 3, plus 2 is 5, times 8 is 40, minus 6 would be 34, wouldn't it? So I don't know what the answer is. So Who knows? I'm going to say 10. I don't know.
So the way to do it is you go from left to right, but multiplication and division will always overrule anything else. So the way to do it is to go 12 divided by 4 is 3.
Yeah.
Plus 2 times 8, which is 16. So 3 plus 16 is 19, which then leaves minus 6. The answer, Shaun, is 13.
13. Okay.
13. So yeah, you got to do the multiplication and the division first. Now, I'm sure there's some school teachers sitting out there tutting at you for not knowing that, Shaun.
No, I didn't know that. No.
Hey, you never know. It might come up on the chase. What about this one, Shaun? The pH.
Now, pH means potential of hydrogen. So from on the pH scale, it runs from 1 to 7, which is acidic, and from 7 to 14, which is alkaline. So the middle one, pure water, is neutral, which would be 7.
Very good. Well done. Well explained as well. I've often wondered that, so now I know. Okay, what about a school bus? You're going to have a guess at this one.
I would imagine 20 kilometers.
You got it right, Shaun. Yeah, you did. All right. So you came good in the end, but you'll be sweating next time I stick a back to school round on you. Oh, you're feeling more comfortable now, I bet.
I don't know if you've ever had a program in New Zealand. We used to have one over here called "Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old?" That's just like that round. That was.
You went on that. Did you go on?
No. I'll never go on that. You got me joking.
I don't think we've ever had it. No. All right, history. Here you go. You'll like this. Here we go. Question one.
This will be good. Who was the first female Governor General of New Zealand?
So Dame Kath Tizard, Dame Cindy Kero, Dame Patsy Reddy, or Dame Sylvia Cartwright? The first female Governor General of New Zealand. Again, you're going to be pushing it here, I think. Another New Zealand.
No, I'm not that, because, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because I'll tell you the reason why when we come to the answer. So,
okay, no worries. So no clues being given away there. Cool. Alrighty, let's jump to question number 2.
In July of what year did we first meet on a blind date?
All right, so they're hidden behind the masks, but they're a pretty famous part of British royalty, aren't they?
Well,
they're making waves, that's for sure. 2012, 2014, 2016, or 2018. When was it that they first met? Yes, making waves in America right now. Okay, so it's an even numbered year. Good luck with that, folks. You think you know that one, Shaun?
Should be able to work on that.
Yeah, it's just a deduction thing, isn't it? Number 3.
What was the subject of Roe versus Wade, a landmark 1973 decision of the US Supreme Court?
Abortion, gun control, prohibition, or segregation? American history, you're pretty good at that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Especially knowing who the 13th president of the United States is.
Yeah, Shaun was on a Zoom call with a law firm last week doing a quiz. And at the very end, just like you guys are setting the question, the guy says, I'm going to stump you, Shaun. I've got a question for you. Who is the 13th president of the USA? And Shaun said?
Millard Fillmore, 1850 to 1853. And
the entire crowd on the Zoom call started laughing at this guy. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen on a virtual quiz. He was convinced he had you, and you just threw that straight back at him. It was brilliant. All right, question number 4.
This iconic building lies in what region?
Is it Northland, Canterbury, Waikato, or Southland? A very famous New Zealand building that. You've not visited that, Shaun, so you're a bit stretched here again.
Okay, I'll just have a guess.
You will have to have a guess. Not sure what clue I can give you there. I'll give you a clue.
No clues, Brendan. No clues.
All right, mate. You're just going to have a guess then.
Yeah.
All right. Question 5.
Who is this famous duo?
So Bacharach and David, Gilbert and Sullivan, Lerner and Lowe, or Rogers and Hammerstein? I imagine you'd be able to give us the given names for all of those gentlemen.
Yes.
It's Burt Bacharach and Hal David, isn't it?
It's Burt Bacharach and Hal David. William S. Gilbert, Gilbert and Sullivan is Arthur Sullivan and William Schwenk Gilbert. I can't think of Lerner and Lowe, and Oscar Hammerstein and Richard Rogers.
Okay. Is it Arthur Lerner or Arthur Lowe? One of them?
Could be. I'm not sure.
Got an Arthur in my head for some reason.
It's William Arthur. Anyway.
Anyway, question 6.
Oh, you're thinking for Arthur Sullivan. Yeah.
Arthur Sullivan, that's right. Oh, here we go, Shaun. US presidents. It's not number 13.
No, it's not. George W. Bush was not numbered US president.
31, 35, 39, or 43. I guess knowing the current numbered president would help, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
31, 35, 39, or 43. Okay. I think I know it.
Good.
I've done my maths on this one. Excellent. Okay, time's up on that. Number 7.
Who am I?
Huey Newton, Jesse Jackson, Malcolm X, or Martin Luther King? I nearly said Huey Lewis. Okay, I've heard of 3 of those chaps. I haven't heard of the other one. I imagine this chap was around in the 1960s, was he? Is this the right era?
Could be. We'll see.
Oh, you just don't like the clues being given out, do you?
No, I don't.
I hope you treat Bradley Walsh better than you treat me with those clue hunts.
No, I treat everybody all the same. All question masters the same.
What was the best question you got right last night?
I think. Let's see. I can't think. I can't remember.
You can come back to it. I tell you, you can come back to it. There'll be something that you'll come up with that you'll think that's the one. Question 8.
Who is responsible for this famous artwork?
Michelangelo, Raphael, Rembrandt, or Van Gogh? Oh, if that's the painting I think it is, it's absolutely enormous.
It is. Yeah.
I have a feeling I've seen this. I remember when I was in Europe. Am I right in thinking it's somewhere in Europe?
Yes.
I have a feeling I've seen this painting. You've got amazing art galleries in Europe. You're very lucky. We don't really have that here. They bring collections out here from time to time.
Uh-huh.
Righto, question 9.
Who is the presenter here launching TV1 in 1975?
Yeah, we didn't get TV1 till 1975. Can you believe it? Dougal Stevenson, John Hawkesby, Lindsay Perigo, or Philip Sherry. I think we had it before that, but it was called something else.
Okay.
Dougal Stevenson, John Hawkesby, Lindsay Perigo, or Philip Sherry. They're all famous names in New Zealand broadcasting.
Okay.
And I do happen to know who this is.
All right, I have to have a guess. Okay.
I bet you've got a jacket just like that, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm still wearing to this day.
Those are the times when ties were so wide.
Yeah.
Last question in round 3, Shaun.
Coca-Cola was first marketed by that name in what year?
So when was Coca-Cola first called Coca-Cola? 1799, 1821, 1857, or 1886? Looks like a bit of a progression on how the Coca-Cola bottle started and finished, Shaun. Look at that. It's quite interesting, isn't it? I understand that the current shape is the shape of a woman's body. Is that right, or is that just an urban myth?
I thought it was the shape which we're used to was named after sort of, I can't remember which flowering plant it was in 1911.
Ah, so a flowering plant. Okay, nice. All right, very good. So that is the end of that round. That's our history round. Just let me
Any more questions for me?
Oh yeah, don't you worry. Here we go. Okay, this is from James Mason in Auckland. The question is, the movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real-life department store. What was that department store called?
I've got two in my head. I'm gonna say Bloomingdale's.
Okay, what was the other one?
Macy's.
Yeah. Well done, James. You got him 50-50, and he went for the Bloomingdale's instead of Macy's. It was indeed Macy's. 1968, Shaun. This looks pretty tough for me. Victoria is asking, who played Romeo and Juliet in Zeffirelli's 1968 version of the film?
Was Franco Nero one of them?
I can give you the given names, and then you give me the surnames. How's that?
Go on, try. Go on then.
Olivia and Leonard were their given names.
Leonard Nimoy?
No, Leonard Whiting.
Okay, no, I wouldn't get that.
And Olivia Hussey.
Oh, Olivia Hussey. Okay.
So I would rate that as one of the hardest trivia questions I've ever asked, to be honest. I'm not shocked that you got that wrong. It's all right. Anna at Unsworth Heights. In which modern day country was St. Nicholas born? And there is a little bit of detail here. Originally, it was Patara, a city in the ancient district of Lycia in Asia Minor.
Turkey.
Well done. You got it. It's a good question. That detail was good, Anna. Thank you. That a bit difficult without that sort of detail, really. We'll go one more question, Shaun. It's from Becky in Hobsonville Point. There is a famous song which is the equivalent of Merry Christmas in Spanish. Do you know the name of that song?
No.
Sung by, I forget. The answer is Feliz Navidad.
Doesn't that mean Merry Christmas in Spanish or something like that?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you misunderstood the question. You knew that Feliz Navidad was Merry Christmas in Spanish. That's what I was trying to get.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that was. I knew Feliz Navidad was Spanish for Christmas. Sorry, I thought you said the name of the song. Sorry.
The song was also Feliz Navidad. Yeah.
Okay.
Feliz Navidad. Da, 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 da. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Anyway, you're the one that's supposed to sing on this, so we'll move on. Let's do the answers to the history round. Whoops, gone backwards instead of forwards here. Okay, so we started with the New Zealand's first Governor General, Shaun.
Now, she died either the end of last month or the beginning of this month. So that's Catherine Tizard.
Yeah, that's right. She died maybe earlier this month. You're right. Yeah, well done. How did you know that?
Because normally in our quiz teams, we've got a sort of WhatsApp group where we actually follow events, not only just in England, but also around the world. So, interesting facts, so that's something
cool.
which...
All right, Harry and Meghan.
Now, if they got married in 2019, I think they would have met in 2016, I would have said.
Got it right. Good. Well done. 2 out of 2. What about Roe versus Wade?
Oh, I know this one. That's abortion. A landmark in abortion.
Landmark in abortion. Well, you are a lawyer, Shaun, so that's right. I imagine you would have studied that. Number 4, Kerry it is. Do you know where Kerry is?
I'm going to say the third option, probably Waikato.
You're saying Waikato? Kerry is about probably about 100 kilometres from Whangarei. Does that help?
No, it doesn't help. No.
Doesn't help. You've been to Whangarei?
Yes, yeah.
Northland.
That was north of Auckland, wasn't it? I was at Northland, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Northland.
Okay.
Okay, the famous duo. Who do you think those two men are?
I can rule out 2. It's either a toss-up between Lerner and I'm going to say Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Rodgers and Hammerstein, yeah.
They first met in 1943.
43, so during the war.
Yeah.
Okay. George W. Bush.
Right now, Herbert Hoover's 31, Kennedy's 35, 39 was Carter, so 43 was George W. Bush.
Do you think you could do them in order? I don't want you to, but you could.
I think I could, yeah. I think I could. Yeah.
No, we won't get you to. We haven't got all night. Right, who's this?
He was Huey Newton was Black Panther. It wasn't Jesse Jackson. Martin Luther King was killed on the 4th of April 1968, and killed on the 21st of February 1965 was Malcolm Little, who was also known as Malcolm X.
Very good. Yeah, bang on. Malcolm X, the answer for that one. Who is responsible for the night watch? That's called the night watch.
Yeah, that is Rembrandt. Now, you said that you've seen it. Obviously, you've seen it in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, but the original painting was actually cut down. So the original painting, what we see now, wasn't the original painting painted by Rembrandt, because it was cut down to put in a different museum, and it just lost some of the beauty of that painting. So the original, what we see now, was not the original size.
Amazing the way that the light has been used there.
Yeah.
So that's where we saw it. Had to have been, because Annabelle and I on our honeymoon went to Amsterdam when we went to the Rijksmuseum there. So it must have been, yeah. I just remember it's huge.
Yeah. It's bigger than what you think.
Yeah. All right, you're going to have a guess here.
I'll go the first one.
First one, you got it right this time. It is Dougal Stevenson.
Okay.
Yeah, Dougal Stevenson.
He just looked like a Dougal. I don't know why.
He looks like a Dougal. Yeah, you don't call many kids Dougal these days, I agree. Right, what about Coca-Cola?
Dr. John Pemberton first marketed Coca-Cola, which originally had a 7% solution of cocaine in it in 1886.
You're kidding me. That's why it's called Coca-Cola, because it had Coke 7%.
I think so, yeah, about 7%.
Wow, there's a bit of history I didn't know. We've got one round to go. It's a potluck round.
Okay.
It's a potluck.
Which I like, actually. That's like general knowledge potluck. We call
it.
Yep,
very much so. Very much so. All right, here we go. Question number 1, Shaun.
How many people worldwide are more than 7 feet tall, estimated at just 0.00003, 35% of the world's population?
Pretty sure there should only be the word just in there once. Apologise for that. Is it 2,800, 28,000, 280,000, or is it 2.8 million? How tall are you, Shaun?
6'3".
6'3". So yeah, that's right. So that's still another 9 inches, isn't it, to get to 7 foot?
Yeah. The tallest person in the Guinness Book of Records ever in history was a guy called Robert Ludlow, who was at 8 feet. And wow. He died pretty fairly young, actually, because I think the taller you grow, the less lifespan you've got. I don't know if there's a reason behind it, but
wow, yeah, I tell you what, Robert Wadlow was definitely a giant. I remember as a kid getting the Guinness Book of Records and just couldn't believe him standing next to other people. Yeah. Righto, question 2.
This is a slice of what?
Dent Blanche, Far-Breton, Millefeuille, or Tarte Tatin? Boy, that makes me hungry. I know you haven't got to breakfast time yet, but that'd make you hungry, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it certainly would.
Looks delicious. That looks like custard, eh?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Do you know the answer?
I'll have to have a guess.
Okay. I just want to eat it. Are they raisins or are they prunes or?
I'd imagine it. I'd imagine the raisins.
All right. Question number 3.
This farmhouse was the setting for which TV series set in rural Virginia during the Great Depression and World War II?
Bonanza, Little House on the Prairie, Petticoat Junction, or the Waltons? Oh, I imagine. I remember as a kid this was on. All these shows were on, actually.
I can rule out 2.
Okay. Yeah, as a kid, these shows were all definitely on. I remember, back in the day where TV closed down at sort of 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, it was only ever the 6:30 news for half an hour. And during the day, they just had a bunch of sort of American-style soap shows like Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless. And on the weekend, I think, is when you'd see these shows during the day and the weekend. Yeah. Question 4.
The climate summit COP26 recently took place in which city?
Copenhagen, Glasgow, London, or Toulouse? Oh, that's been in the news a lot. I reckon I'll get this one. Did I see, was Greta Thunberg there at one point?
Yes, at one point she was. Do you know what COP stands for?
No.
Stands for Conference of the Parties.
I was going for conservation something, so I was wrong. Conference of the Parties. What's the 26 in aid of?
I don't know. I'm not sure for that.
I wonder if it's they're planning on having the world fixed in 5 years' time, maybe.
Could be.
I've got another New Zealand question for you, number 5, Shaun.
How long is the State Highway 1 in New Zealand?
Okay, so State Highway 1 runs the entire length of the country in the South
I do know that. That's one thing I do know.
All right, well, you're going to have to use some maths. Is it 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or roughly 4,000 kilometres? You've got to work out how big, I guess, Britain is compared to New Zealand, right? So you'll be able to enlighten us on that a bit later, I reckon. Number 6.
Which country is represented here?
Okay, Argentina, Cuba, Italy, or Mexico? Now, Shaun, I understand you're off to Jamaica in a month.
I am, yes, for my annual sort of holiday. So I'll be contacting you like I always do on Christmas Day. But I'm also going there to, it's part holiday and part work this time because I'm doing a show for ITV alongside Anne Hegarty, where we're tracing our respective DNA history. So it's my turn this time. So that's why I'm going to Jamaica as well. Excellent. So a film crew will be tagging along from Britain, will they? Yeah, for the last 5 days of my holiday. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it'll be really interesting for you to find out that, though, right? Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. How far back can you trace your family at the moment? I can go back to if you remember in my sort of autobiography, there was a sort of picture of my baby book and my family tree. So I can go back to my great-great-grandfathers. Wow. Awesome. Question 7. This is the foliage of what plant? Is it Feijoa, kauri, olive, or totara? I took that photo myself up here in Cornwall Park about a week ago. Okay. So I guarantee you that I think I know this anyway. You should know the answer to that one. Then. I did check with a number of people that I did get the right tree. Feijoa, kauri, olive, or totara. So a couple of those are New Zealand natives, Shaun. So I'm not quite sure how you'll get on here. I'll just guess. You like science? I'll just guess. Okay, no worries. Shaun's going to have a guess. Question 8. Not finished the clock yet. That's it, almost there. Lovely. Which country's flag is this? Is it Angola, Bolivia, Mexico, or Papua New Guinea? Angola, Bolivia, Mexico, or Papua New Guinea? Well, I think we can rule one of those out from a couple of questions ago, really. Yeah, exactly. All right. I'm down to 2. I'm down to 2 myself. You're good at flags, aren't you? Not bad. You like your joggers? Yeah. Okay, question 9. What does the average human heart weigh? 300 grams, 800 grams, double it, 1.6 kilograms, or is it 3 kilograms? How much would a heart weigh? Wow. Good question. Not something you'd naturally really ever think about, is it? No, it's a good question. I imagine a cardiac surgeon would know that instantly. Yeah. I seem to recall that a female heart weighs a little bit less. Yes, I would imagine it would. Yeah. I remember this question coming up a wee while ago. We've got one question left, Shaun. Okay. Have you ever been up the Empire State Building? Yes, I have. Yeah. The Empire State Building in New York has how many stories? 68, 84, 102, or 125. So when I grew up as a kid, this was the tallest building in the world, and it was just famous for that. And I don't know, you would know, of course. When was it overtaken? By the World Trade Center, I think. Okay. In the 70s. In the 70s. So actually, the Empire State Building wasn't the world's tallest building when I grew up at all.
Well, that's the end of our quiz, guys. We're going to do the final set of answers, and then I've got a few more questions for Shaun. So first of all, here we go with the answers. First of all, how many people worldwide are more than 7 feet tall? What do you think?
I would have said 280,000.
So you're going for 280,000 people that are more than 7 feet tall. This will surprise you.
Oh, okay.
It is literally 2,800. It's just so rare. It's pretty crazy, eh? Pretty crazy. Question number 2, what do you think that might be?
I'll say tart tartan.
It is, in fact, Far Breton.
Okay.
Far Breton, custards and raisins. What about this one?
I think that's the Waltons.
It is the Waltons. Yeah, there's the house there, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. Right, where was COP26 this week?
From the 31st of October to the 12th of November was in Glasgow.
Was indeed in Glasgow. Yep, absolutely spot on. State Highway 1 in New Zealand. Right, you've done your maths, you've worked this out. What do you think?
I'm going to say it's either the first or second one, so I'm going to say the second one.
You've got it. Good hunch. Yeah, both islands about 1,000 kilometres each. So, how long is M1 in Great Britain?
168 miles. But that's not the longest road. That's not the longest road in Britain.
Oh, what is?
The A1.
Okay. So the A1 existed before the M1 became a motorway, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the longest road in Britain. The longest motorway in Britain is the M6.
Okay. Yeah, that goes up to what? Manchester way, doesn't it?
That goes past Manchester. It starts at junction 19 on the M1, and it runs all the way up to up towards, well, somewhere in Scotland. So
tell me, Shaun, if you were travelling up as a Londoner, if you were travelling to, say, Scotland or Northern England, would you take a train? Would you drive? Would you fly?
I would fly.
Okay, but I would have thought by the time you get to the airport and take a flight, you might be quicker just getting a train or driving, right?
I still prefer to fly, but my second option would be to take a train. I'd have to really have a lot of time on my hands to actually drive from London to Scotland.
Yeah. Oh, look, the train system in Britain's brilliant. We don't know anything about that. Okay, the answer to this one?
Well, the eagle perched eating a snake is Mexico.
It is Mexico, absolutely, yep. Okay, you've got to have a guess at the plants here. I'm not saying it's a native, but there's a couple of natives there.
I'm going to say the olive.
It is the olive. That is an olive tree. In the olive grove. Right, which country's flag is this? We know it can't be Mexico.
Can't be Mexico. And the clues in the question, actually, the Portuguese in the 1970s, that is Angola. That has the machete.
Yeah, it is Angola, which is in Africa, of course. Hey, the human heart, the average human heart, how much does that weigh? You want to have a crack at that one?
I'd say 1.6 kilograms.
You'll be surprised.
Okay, only 200. Okay.
300 grams. Yeah.
Wow.
And finally, the Empire State Building, how many stories?
I think that's 102 from my recollection.
102, absolutely right. It is indeed 102. So I think, there's a few people out there in MetLife Care land that probably got a few questions right that you got wrong there, Shaun. I think.
Probably.
Put you out there a wee bit. Now, don't forget, guys, if you go into the chat, you can log in your scores. All scores are entered to win a prize. So that is metlifecare.co.nz/quiz scores. So the link is actually in the chat at the moment. So that's easy peasy. Now, couple more questions, Shaun. Now, I know it's been a long day, but how many ghosts were there? Dominic wants to know, Dominic Hoskins, how many ghosts were there in A Christmas Carol?
4.
4. Do you know the names of them?
The Ghost of Christmas Past, the Ghost of Christmas Present, the Ghost of Yet to Come, Past, Present, Future, Yet to Come.
Yeah, and Jacob Marley. So 4 is correct. We had a Coca-Cola question earlier. Katrina Hodgson. She says, "What decade did Coca-Cola start featuring Santa in their ads?"
Wow. I'm going to say the 1930s. 40s.
1920s, apparently. We've got Lara from the support office. In 1953, which Christmas song was Eartha Kitt's biggest hit of her career? It's a song that has been covered a lot. Mariah Carey's done it. Madonna's done it.
Is it Santa Baby?
It is Santa Baby. Well done. David, in the Christmas movie Home Alone, where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind? Paris. Yes, very good. And finally, the last question. So there's two actually. One from Helen Finley. Helen says, the youngest Olympian ever was from which country? The 1896 Summer Olympics, aged 10 years, 216 days.
Well, the 1896 Summer Olympic Games was held in Greece for the first time, so I'm going to say Greek.
You got it right. Yeah, absolutely. And the last question from Pamela, she said, which 19th century Englishwoman became the first qualified medical doctor?
Elizabeth Garrett Anderson.
Brilliant. Elizabeth Garrett Anderson is absolutely right. I think you've got most of those correct. Well done, Shaun. What time we got there now? About 10 past 6. You'll go back and have a bit of a nana nap now, I guess.
A little bit, yeah. The taxi's coming for me at 11 o'clock, so I'll have a little nana nap for about 2 hours. Get up, do some exercises, get all my quiz questions together for tonight. Because I've got a big trophy to give the winners and some gold medals. So.
Fantastic. So you need some sleep because you'll be up all night. Now, we do have to ask you, Shaun, of all the questions I asked you just now, which one did you like the most? We're going to give a prize to that person.
I liked the question in relation to the youngest ever Olympic champion, was age 10.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we'll work out who that was. The 10-year-old. In fact, I can see this here now. Let me just confirm who that was. Youngest 10-year-old. I like the ox and lamb. I thought that was very clever. Helen Finley, well done, Helen. Shaun has selected your question as the best question asked to him tonight, so that's absolutely awesome. Well, MetLife carers, the chase has already been and gone. We had Jenny the Vixen Ryan win tonight. You were on a couple of times last week, but yeah, Jenny the Vixen won tonight. So 6 o'clock start time, chase had finished. News is on record. An hour with Shaun. Thank you very much, MetLife Care. Victoria just said thank you very much for all these. They've helped bring some colour to these COVID times, especially big thank you to Shaun. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy said thank you for the whole series. We've really enjoyed everything. Hey, guys, we do like it when you do thank us. It is appreciated. Shaun, fantastic to see you again, good sir.
Good, mate.
And we will catch up with you next time. I'll bring Kate back in now just to finalise things and wrap things up.
Thanks, Brendan. Thank you so much, Shaun, for getting up early once again to join us all at MetLife Care. Really appreciate everyone taking the time to take part. Love the questions. We had some great quiz questions tonight. Thank you so much. Helen, I can see your question in the chat. If you can send your email to kated@metlifecare.co.nz. If you can email me at kated, Kated, @metlifecare.co.nz, we'll sort out your prize. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking part. This will be the last of our live quizzes with Shaun, so a big thank you, and appreciate you giving up sleep for us, Shaun. Thank you, Brendan, for the quiz content, and thanks, Katie, our Zoom host. And we hope to see you all again very soon in whatever our next big night in will be. Take care and thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Cheers, Shaun.
Cheers, bro.